So hey friends, today we are going to study about new commands in SQL, how we are going to use a particular database, and then how we are going to create a particular table within a particular database. Like suppose you have 10 databases, but you want to use a particular database for creating a particular table and then insert some data into that based on your requirements. Now when you are creating a table, you need to understand that what kind of columns or what type of columns you need to have. Type in the sense data type of that column. So if you are preparing some columns, creating some columns or within that table, you need to have a particular type of data in that column. You cannot have multiple types of data within the same column. That is not allowed. So you need to specify the data type of that column. So we are going to see that today. So multiple things we'll be seeing today. So let's start the video. The first thing that we are going to start is how to use a particular database from within multiple databases within your server. So when you have a SQL server or any other server, like any other Postgres server or anything, any other server you have, like Azure database or anything you're using, there you can have multiple databases. Like I have multiple databases. You can see here AdventureWorks 2019 DB1, and I can even create multiple more database here. So that is this AdventureWorks 2019 is by default present in the SQL server. Okay, so suppose I want to use the database DB. So I'll be writing a command in SQL server, that is use DB. Okay, see the multiple databases which are present is automatically coming here. So I will be using this DB and giving us this command and then executing it. So commands completed successfully. So this is the terminal where you could just see that whether your command is having any error or has been completed successfully, and you can just get on to the next command for the further things. Okay, so now I have bought this DB into use. What it means, that is within the multiple databases I have activated database DB for my usage, and I can create tables, fetch data from that tables, drop table, create table, anything I can do within this database only. Now for the timing, whatever I'm doing, it is by default happening with this within this database. That you'll have to keep in mind. So this is the command. Okay, now I want to create a table within this database, because within the database we cannot store data, we can store multiple tables. Okay, so we can store data only within the tables, not within the database, and database can store multiple tables at once. Okay, and server can store multiple databases. So there is the concept of database, data lake, data warehouse. So I have explained it in one of my videos. You can go through that. That might give you some kind of understanding in that. Okay, so let's move on to this and create a table. So create is a command, create table, and you can give any table name as per your wish. Customer I'm giving, because this is the name. I think I don't have any table with this name. So create table, you are seeing this is by default. You'll have to give this blue colored thing. You by default has to be present in this way only. Even if a single character is absent, then this will be a wrong command and it will not get executed. And this name is as per your wish, as per the user's wish, that what it wants to use. Okay, so for the timing I'm using customer, and what are the details of the customer you want to have, that will be stored within multiple columns. So those columns will be like one column, suppose if I'm using ID, and obviously ID will be in the integer format, so that is the data type. Now name of that customer I just want to use, that will be in the varchar, and the maximum number of characters that it can store is 255, but here I'll be storing 30, because why to use much of space and waste the database. Okay, storage system. Now I'll be using one contact. So 3 columns I'm using here. Contact will be like, I just want it to be phone number. I don't want the address of the customer, so it will be int. Okay, so see, I have used 3 columns. ID is one column, name is one column, okay, and contact is one column. So this is 3 columns, and the data type is int, varchar int. So you can say that if I will be entering any other data of any other type into contact, will it accept? No, it will be an error. It is not going to accept. That is by default. You'll have to enter this kind of, so you'll have to understand the schema of that table, that what is the schema, data models and all. You'll have to understand it very carefully, otherwise you'll not be able to insert data into that. Then it will not be of useful for you. Okay, so now we have created the table. Now we have not created, since we have not executed it. Once we have executed, so commands completed successfully, you have executed. A customer name table is created in the database with 3 columns: id, name and varchar, where the data type id, name and contact, where the data type of id is int, name is varchar, contact is int. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Now you must have heard about, like if you have gone through any kind of server or something, you must have heard about the select command. So I'll be using this select command and select star from customer. Now what it should return me? Okay, so one thing you should understand, that SQL server is a kind of request. You are requesting something and the server will be responding to your request with the desired data based on your request. Okay, so this is the kind of architecture of the SQL server, that you are requesting something to the server and the server will be returning back you the requested or the desired data from that table or database, or whatever you have requested it for, based on certain commands, based on certain conditions. So this is the entire architecture. So I'm requesting something from the server, select a star from customer. I'm telling the server that give me all the data along with the headings of the table of named customer within the database DB. Okay, so it will be returning me that, but I don't have any data into that. So see, this is what I am getting returned back, since I don't have any data into that. So let's insert some data and then find out. Okay, so insert data means we are pushing some data into the customer table as per the requirement. Okay, insert into, now customer is one of the tables, so customer. Now you can insert, it's not like I have created customer, that's why I'm inserting into customer. No, any of the tables within this database DB you can insert data. Okay, so here if I'm using, suppose any other table is there in the database, present database DB, there also I can insert. Okay, so suppose customer is there, so insert into customer. Customer is, yeah. So insert into customer, I'm giving the command requesting the server to insert some value into the customer. Now I'm providing the values. Okay, the values will be like, uh, first is id. So id is 1 comma, name is, suppose I'm giving a name Daniel. And the contact is like 5674883. So any contact number you can give. So this is the like I just want to insert that. Okay, so I'm inserting it. So see, one row affected. Now you run this command, you will get some data. Now I want to insert one more data into this. Okay, so now the value will be suppose 2, and here I am using like 87659. Okay, as I said, okay, and I'm deleting this. Okay, I'm deleting this part. Okay, now I'm executing this command. Should it go? No, conversion failed when converting the varchar value Daniel to data type int. Yeah, I said you before that the data type is very much unique for a particular column. I mean, not unique for that column. Yeah, it's not like it cannot be, you cannot repeat the data type. I have repeated already int 2 times, but that has to be unique for that particular column. So since I have not mentioned here, I mean id was the first column, so id is okay, fine. I have entered something int. Name was the second column and its data type was varchar, so I was entering int. That's why it didn't took, because casting was not done, conversion of that data type was not done. Now contact, that's int, and Daniel I'm inserting, so it's not taking because it's int type, and I'm inserting something of varchar or char type. Okay, I mean varchar, not char, varchar type, so it's not taking. Now you can do this, it will take, but here if you are mentioning columns name, Okay, so first column is ID, second column is what? Contact. Okay, contact, enter. And then third column, if I am writing name, now it will take it, because here I have mentioned the names of the columns in which column the data should go. See, it is taking. Okay, so 2 will go into ID, contact it will automatically take this one, and contact will automatically take this part of the data, I mean value, and name will take automatically this Daniel type part of the data. So now it will automatically go, because I have mentioned the columns, sequence of the columns and sequence of the values will be mapped, and then the data will be entered into that columns. So this is one thing you'll have to know. Okay, now if I'm executing one row affected, so double, two times I've affected executed this, so same type of data will be present in that twice. Okay, now I'm selecting from customers. You understood what is the meaning of the select, that is sending a request. So see the data you have got. Okay, so this is the data. So this is how like you can understand that we can create a table, use that particular database, insert table, insert the data into that table, and then select some data from that table. Okay, so this is all about today's session. We can continue, we'll continue further.